Today what we're going to do is we're going to introduce you to a two-in-one method. This is Richard, he's going to be our model, and what we're going to be demonstrating is how to do a hard bond and a soft bond attachment. Now Richard has it hard bond around the perimeter of the back of his hairpiece, which was shown in one of our other models, and here in the front we have a lace front that we're going to be demonstrating the soft bond on. What I'm going to do is use some lace release to release the lace on the front of his scalp. I'm going to press the dauber over the top of the unit. This is to help release it from the outside, and then I'm going to use a little bit of antiseptic underneath the unit to help release it from underneath. And it should come up fairly easily. After doing this, what you want to do, as shown on one of our other models, you'll shave the sides all the way around till the unit is off. We're going to remove all the excess lace. This has been a refurbished piece. Now what I'm going to do is just cut off the excess lace here in the front, being careful not to cut the hair. Just cut around the perimeter. Just continue to cut out the lace from the front. Until all of the lace is removed. This is what the unit should look like after removing the excess lace, and you can just throw the rest of this away. Now, Richard likes to use a little bit of his own bang to blend with the hairpiece, so we're not going to cut this longer hairpiece off, his own hair off. This is just optional. It's not something the client has to do. Now I'm using a number 1 just in the back area. Only right after the lace front, on the sides and in the back. Once again, I'm clipping off the excess tape, pinching it together first. At this point, you want to ask your client what tapes him or her likes. In this case, Richard likes the Duraflex. This tape can hold up to about 4 weeks. You want to make sure the tape that the client uses on the front is only for lace. If it's not, it will not work properly. I'm just going to take a few of these strips and place them around the front. This is optional, but I like to overlap them. Placing them all across the front and some in the center. And it's completely optional to have tape placed on the front of the lace unit. This is something that Richard prefers to do in use with the soft lock or soft bond.
Yeah, if this was a full lace unit, you could bond just to the skin using the soft bond. Or if it was a microthin poly skin, also known as a skin graft, it could be a full bond with the soft bond, not using any tape as well.
Unlike any other methods, I have I have taken off all of the tape on the sides and the back. This is because I'm going to be placing the back and the sides of the unit down before placing the front. This is the only type of bonding that is done this way. Other units you place the front down and then the back. I'm going to place the front down on the dot that we've drawn earlier. I'm not going to remove the tape from the backing of the front. I'm going to have Richard hold the hair down in the front while I bond the back and the sides. This part I'm using the hard bond glue, which is permanent and only is attached to the hair, not to the scalp. Again, I'm just using a thin bead of glue. At this point, I'm going to put little dots around the front of the unit on the client's scalp. This is so I know where to place my glue. I don't want to be using the glue anywhere past the dots. Then you're just going to lift back the front as far as it will go. What I'm going to be doing now is using some Ultra Hold Soft Bond glue just here in the front area. I'm just going to apply a couple thin layers across the frontal area on the client's scalp that's been shaved. What I want to do is get this front area really tacky. It's not a good idea to place down the unit on wet glue because the glue will seep through the holes and make a really sticky mess for the client. Keep on dabbing the client's scalp. Notice how this is getting really tacky. That's what you want. You'll be able to tell when the glue is ready because if you touch it with your finger, you won't get any glue on your finger. Now I'm just going to remove the backing of the tape since the glue is ready. I'm going to take the unit from behind the two sides, pulling it forward without getting any wrinkles or bumps in my way, placing it all the way down to where the dots are, and I'm just going to press for about a minute. Right now what I'm doing is just slightly spraying the client's hair before I give him a cut-in. This is because the hard bond takes about 5 hours to dry thoroughly, and the soft lock that I used in the front takes 24 hours. After 24 hours, he'll be able to wash the unit completely. Now that I've dampened the client's own hair, I'm going to be using Pretty Slick Long Life. This is going to help me get through the client's own hair a lot easier than if I just used just water. I'm just preparing to, then we will style it up. So Richard, what does your wife think of your hairpiece?
Oh, she really likes it. When I first told her about it, she thought it looked great, and then she said, "Okay, so what's your real hair and what isn't?" That says it all.
Definitely.
Looks good, feels good.